Always spot on, fresh and direct on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And more politics beyond your borders. Into global news, we bring you the latest political stories from
And
as we do, the French government at the actual scale. Current and wanted to double with the force for early 26 in the education year ever. Chevron leaves X makers and citizens. Say there's a by of sketching every day to be on fact to get opposite on 90. What it costs is the series. You know, very well.
it's INPH.
This is the number one talk news and some 6 force to talk about the news. And this has somewhat raised the line. Also, the secretary recently reacted to it, saying, yes, of course, the concerns of the northern governors have been admitted, but it doesn't stop them from going ahead with that bill. Also, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, who is in charge of that committee on tax, spoke on Twitter. Actually, he posted on his Twitter handle. I'd like to read exactly verbatim what he said. He said, "We share your sentiment expressed by the northern governors regarding the inequity inherent in the current model of derivation as basis for distributing VAT revenue. This issue, in fact, affects many states across the geopolitical zones because the current derivation is mainly determined based on where the VAT is remitted, rather than where the goods and services are supplied or consumed. Our proposal aims to create a fairer system by devising a different form of derivation which takes into account the place of supply or consumption for relevant goods and services, whether they are zero rated, exempt, or taxable at the standard rate." He went on to say, for example, a state that produces food shouldn't lose out just because its products are VAT exempt or consumed in other states. The state where the supply originates should be recognized for its contributions. The same principle should apply to services like telecommunications. VAT distribution should be reflected where subscriptions or subscribers are located. My guest is joining me from the United States. Always a pleasure to have him. Last time I was supposed to have him, I missed it. So today I finally dragged him. I literally send him a message every minute to remind him. Kalu Aja is an economist. He's very renowned on Twitter. He's always educating us, people like me who need to be educated, like a kindergarten kid, on these numbers. Mr. Aja, it's so good to have you join us on Hard Facts. Welcome.
How you doing? Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Great. Like I asked you the last time, explain to the average Nigerian this whole VAT debacle and why the northern governors, in essence, are kicking against it. Let's start with that.
Gotcha. So the entire tax package is like 4 separate bills. The whole idea is to simplify, track revenues, remove multiple taxations. There are going to be tax increases and going to be tax exemptions. But the key issue now that is causing the angst also is really that they want to change. Look at it this way. The president wants to change the revenue allocation formula. He wants to give the states and local governments more percentage of the revenues collected in that thing we call FARC. In return, he wants to increase what we call the principle of derivation in the formula for how those monies are shared out. Currently, if we get 100 naira, how do we share the money out? 40 naira, 40% goes to what we call equality. So every state shares 40 naira. Then 30 naira is shared according to population. So if you have a larger population, you get more of the 30 naira. Then you then get landmass, it's 10 naira or 10%. So if you have a large state like Borno, you get more of that 10 naira. If you have a small state like Lagos, you get less of the 10 naira. Then derivation, the issue that is causing the problem, derivation is also 10%. Health, education, water supply, those are also 10 combined. Those 3 are combined. So what they are saying is, listen, we're going to give you more money, but we're going to ask you to increase the principle of derivation and that formula from, say, 10% to 20%. So clearly, what does that tell you? That tells you that if you're a state that depends on quote unquote Abuja or FARC to get money to your state, you will feel that in the short term you might be shortchanged because your oil revenues that you get every month will be reduced because now derivation will go up. So states that generate more revenues will get more money. So it's a bit of short-sightedness from the governors that are against. It's the governors, the northern governors, and the people that are against. It's not really the people, because what it means is that you have the opportunity to get more revenues. The largest market for cattle is in the north, Yobe, Bauchi. All the cattle that comes to the south is in VAT. So all the north has to do, for instance, is to put VAT on the cattle coming in here. End of story. But they're not looking at the opportunity. They're looking at the immediate fall in revenues when you take derivation from 10 to 20. And that's what's going on, really. They're not really focused on what is even important, i.e. the tax issues and multiple taxations. They are focusing on that derivation. And that's what you hear all this VAT talk of. Listen, it's against the north because they believe that is going to reduce the take-home allowance that they get from FARC.
So you're saying that if states, this is something that I've always asked, that have we not gotten to a point where states need to begin to look within to fend for themselves? Does that bring to the table this conversation of looking within? Because, we're sitting on a gold mine on every, looking at every geopolitical zone, but then we're doing very little in terms of harnessing it. Would this also, one way or the other, encourage that?
That is exactly what it's trying to do. It's trying to make every state, because we're a federal republic, so every federating unit, not just the state, but the local government now become quote-unquote business enterprise. So look at it this way. An LGA guy in that local government that sells yams, the largest yam market in all of Africa is in Benue State. That local government guy will then have to go to that local government in Benue, build stalls, build roads, and VAT the yams leaving Benue, because he knows if the yams leave Benue, he's getting a share of the VAT back to the local government area. Who is in charge of primary schools in Nigeria? Local government, not state, not federal. Yeah. So we've turned it on its head. We'll have federal government doing primary schools and federal government collecting VAT. The federal government in the Federal Republic has no business collecting VAT in any state. Just like this federal government cannot collect pay as you earn, payee in the state. So the country has been upside down. We're trying to right-size it now so that you can then have all these governors and local governments becoming business-minded. If your governor can't generate revenues, you get rid of him through elections and you hire a business governor that can then create revenues. That's where we are going to, and everyone should more or less support it. We're not even talking of, again, the tax hikes in this bill or the exemptions. That, to me, is the more important point than the exemption that what they're fighting all about, and the IED derivation and all.
As much as it looks, or it seems that only the northern governors are the ones who are kicking against this, there are also obviously certain states in the south that, or maybe in the middle belt, that might not necessarily also be enjoying the benefits of this so-called VAT kickback. But do you see governors actually wholeheartedly embracing this? And how easy will it be for states to incorporate this into their daily lives? Like you said at the beginning, states have continued, or governors have been so okay with going cap in hand to the federal government at the end of every month to get money, because you see, we don't have to do anything. We don't have to use our brains. We don't have to, work too hard. But do you see this? Is it going to be, how easy is it going to be for states to incorporate this going forward?
It's a very simple formula. Like, look at this. Let me give you a good example. Where is ExxonMobil's head office? It's in Lagos. Where's the crude oil? It's in Akwa Ibom. What we are saying, you VAT, it is consumed, not where the head office remits the VAT. So already we're telling 36 governors, listen, you have a chance to share. When you look at the IGR numbers that is posted, who is always first? Lagos. When you look at the capital importation numbers that is posted, who's always first? Lagos. Most of those is because the companies are residents in Lagos, hence they pay VAT to Lagos. If you then tell the governor, listen, with this new policy, you not only get a share of the VAT, but you are taking the VAT in your own state or local government. So there's an incentive for you to support this bill if you are in, say, Yobe. Yobe can say, okay, we're going to only charge 2% VAT to attract people to Yobe because Yobe has lower and cheaper labor. So we're not looking at this bill in what it wants to achieve. We're fighting over derivation. But if you are a town in Yobe, what advantage can you offer to Dangote to come to your town and do a sugarcane factory? You can say, I won't charge you VAT, I won't charge you pay as you earn, because I own my accounting on those taxes. So all the states open up, just like I have in America, where Florida governor goes to California to bring jobs to Florida. You now have all the states competing as CEOs. Not as these guys that go to Abuja every month. When you have 36 CEOs competing, who benefits? The private sector. Because now everybody's looking for you. Dangote, when they do a refinery, he struggled to get a location. I said went to Ogun, find on to Lagos. With this new bill, everybody wants a quote-unquote large company to come to their state and set up factory because they can get that VAT locally. That's really the implications for this. So it's good for Nigeria as a whole. You'd have short-term disruptions, but of course, it's a new bill. Things have to change out. VAT, FIS might say, okay, we're going to have to do this or do that. But long-term, it's not just a revenue thing. It's governance, it's good governance, it's competition. It turns the states to laboratories of good governance. That's what we're really going for. Not just derivation and a few governance things going to affect me. No.
Okay. Let's talk about the state of the economy. I mean, I see you tweet a storm about the things that are happening, especially the fact that maybe we may never, ever get the true picture of what's happening in our petroleum sector. But it's one thing to say, okay, well, yes, let's tax the right people, expand the tax net. But then the economy is really bad. I don't know if you know that there are a lot of people who are losing their jobs. I spoke to the president of the Association of Small Businesses in Nigeria, and he said the loans that some of them had taken to do businesses have continued to, the interest is continuing to grow and soar, knowing how the Naira has been nosediving. Some of them have had heart attacks and died. Some of them are still sick. Some of them don't even know how they're going to go about, paying back these monies. And the situation in the economy is getting worse. What will this new tax bill and, of course, the VAT do to help the economy as it is? Or is this just going to be a scratch on the surface? I don't know. What do you think?
In the short term, the tax bill talks about exemptions to the private individual. So if you do certain things, say you pay to Pension Reform Act, or you buy insurance for yourself and your wife, you get a lot of exemptions. So for you as the individual, it reduces your tax benefit. Although they're going to tax the private sector more, there's a new 4% tax to pay for the student's loan. It's in there. So that's going to be an extra burden on the private sector. But overall, I think what's going on with Nigeria is that Nigerians have to understand that the structure of the economy, the way it's set up in Nigeria, is fundamentally flawed. And if you bring Barack Obama and Bill Clinton as the president and vice president, they can't achieve much. They will build one road here, build one school here, but nothing really transformative can happen. FARC is a big weight that pulls Nigeria down. You cannot imagine if you had a company and you tell all your marketers, whatever happens, all of you are going to get 40 naira, whatever happens. So if you sell 100 cars or you sell one car, you're going to get 40 naira. Then who's going to come to work? I'll stay at home because whatever they sell, I will get a car. So you've got to change FARC, you've got to change Land Use Act, the fundamentals. Then you can then start to build the roads and the schools. I think we are focused on the surface. The economy is suffering because the economy, the way it's set up, is faulty. So there's no consumption, there's a lot of poverty, and we're spending money in the wrong way. We're not consuming. That's the problem. There's no economic activity. Everyone is trying to get work for the government. The private sector has no power to produce goods. So a lot to do, but you've got to have a 10-year plan and work for it, and not work with politics. 10-year plan. Whoever comes to office has got to do this. Trump and Kamala are voting tomorrow, but whatever happens on Wednesday, the school buses would work in America. The roads will be fixed in America. It doesn't need a change of government to fix the road or to pick kids up to go to school. And that's where the problem is in Nigeria. It's too personalized. Tinubu has 7 points. Yar'Adua has 6 points. OBJ had this one. There is no 10-year plan saying Nigeria is going to go from this to this in such an amount of years, and everyone signs up. Yeah.
So you're saying that are you saying that we're building on nothing? That there is nothing to stand on?
Today, Nigeria has no economic plan today. as we speak. There's no economic plan.
Wale do beg to differ, but Wale would beg to differ.
Yeah,
that there is a plan.
Openly. Let them give the name of the plan. The ASAP is an intervention plan because we have.
Oh, we lost that.
ASAP emergency plan. There is no economic plan today for Nigeria as we speak. The last plan we had was Vision 2020. Then I think the Buhari guys, when they wanted to borrow money from the World Bank, they did another plan to the World Bank. But today there is no plan. What's the name of the economic plan?
That's interesting. And of course, it leaves us with the question of where do we go from here? Because how do you build on nothing? And if we don't have a plan, I mean, our inflation is at an all-time high. It's a double-digit inflation, the worst. Although when you say these things, we hear the government officials tell us that, there's inflation everywhere in the world. I was in the US recently. There's a little bit of inflation. But like you said, the school buses are running. The roads are great. There's power. There's water. If you turn on the faucets in your kitchen or in the bathroom, the water comes out. If you need air conditioning, it can come off. You need heat, it comes up. In other words, whatever you're paying for, you're getting it. But like, where do we go from here, sir?
So look at. I'll give you a bad example for what we're talking about. We want to take the naira to gain value, but we're still importing PMS because we say it's cheaper to import PMS, and we have a coordinating minister of the economy. You would think that the guy would say like, even though the PMS is cheaper, but you're taking CBN dollars, and CBN wants to make the dollar stronger, so that's not going to work. We don't have a midfielder to take policy advice from the government and give it to the private sector, and also to get private sector information and give it back to the government. That's what the coordinating minister of the economy is supposed to be, the midfielder in the team. We don't have that. We have a guy that says that's his job, but he's not doing his job. So the president needs a development economy. Someone that will come and say, this is how we're going to reduce poverty like what the Chinese did. Eradicated poverty. The Nigerians were richer than the Chinese as at 1970. Nigeria and Nigerians were richer than China and the Chinese as at 1970. Today, it's a different picture. So we've got to have this long-term plan and focus on what is important. We don't need AI yet. We don't need private jets yet. Nigerians need clean drinking water, cheap food, security, and shelter. I didn't even say power. The very basics are missing. You can't build a democracy when people don't have clean drinking water. The very, very basics. Why don't you have clean drinking water? Because when you share revenues, water is 3%, education 4%, health 3%, but population 30%. It all ties in. If you tell your child, clean your room, I'll give you $10, and you tell your child, don't clean your room, I'll give you $50, how will the room look like? It's a very simple analogy.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep you for a few minutes. We have to go on a quick break. When we come back, I'm sure that there are people who have questions for you. We're not going to keep you for too long. When we come back, we'll take some thoughts and comments. Well, if you're just joining us, the program is Hard Facts. We still have Kalu Aja joining us. He's an economist, and he's really explained to us like we were kids, so we understand exactly what's going on here. And of course, we'd like to hear your thoughts, your comments as to where we go from here. My name is Maryann Okon. After the break, he's still here to take your questions. Stay with us.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court has convicted,
suspended
the Chicago certificate story. It's never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting her friend with her husband, knowing that. We should not feel happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Facts.
More talk, news, and sports after this. This November, prepare for an epic clash of intellects. I Beg to Differ secondary school debate competition is back. November the 11th, 2024, 32 of Lagos's brightest secondary school students will step up to the mic, where words become weapons and ideas ignite battles. From Monday, November the 11th at 4 p.m., they'll face off in fierce debates with only one goal: to be crowned the I Beg to Differ champion. Every round is a fight for glory, where one brilliant mind will rise above the rest. Who will be crowned the champion of thought? The ultimate showdown of wit, wisdom, and will is about to begin. I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Competition Season 8 commences Monday, November the 11th at 4 p.m. For sponsorship, please call or WhatsApp 0805-581-5844. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Card Center Nigeria Limited, Obi Wizzy, and Lucas Green Fashion House.
Have you heard? South African Airways is offering more from Lagos to Johannesburg. It's exciting. From 7th November, you can fly from Lagos to Johannesburg on Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's 4 days in a week. It's so much fun. It's a boost to your fun and business. Take advantage of the new flights on Thursday and enjoy one more day of pleasure and business in South Africa from 7th November. Book your flights today at Reservations Lagos at flysaa.com or call 020-127-0268-125. Visit www.flysaa.com for more details. South African Airways, connecting Africa to the world, one flight at a time.
Hey, here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise? The sound of your alarm? No, it's that dream, that drive, that unstoppable force inside you. And you know what fuels that drive? It's starting your day strong with the rich, creamy taste of Nescafe Original 3-in-1, carefully crafted from selected coffee beans. So, whatever your hustle, go from maybe or I can't to I can and I will. Nescafe Original 3-in-1. Start strong, finish strong.
Hey there! Yes, you! You just won 5,000 Naira cash! And you, sitting by the side, there's 1 month Showmax subscription to watch the Premier League waiting for you! You behind! Of course! You're not left out! How does 1,000 Naira airtime and 2,000 Naira Uber discount sound? All this could come true when you buy the No Unwrap and Win pack. Open it, look for a cube with a 6-digit code on its wrapper, text the code to 8011 and follow the prompts to stand a chance to win any of these instant prizes. Promo valid from July till December. Terms and conditions apply. Get extra value on the No Unwrap and Win pack. No, eat for good.
Hey, Brekete, don't pass Brekete with Glow Brekete 10X. Talk true. Yes, so with Glow Brekete 10X, every naira they count. Now, why you fit count on Glow for 10 times the value of your recharge? Whether na voice or na data. Glow Brekete 10X, now the correct plan wey go sweet you, your family and your friends join. Hey, oh yeah, he never finish yo. Glow Brekete 10X go summon you one-time welcome bonus of 1,000 naira. Double data bonus and even bonus night data. Everything Brekete with Glow Brekete 10X. If you want to enjoy Brekete 10X, what do you wait for? Rush go any Glow World building, kiosk or activation center. Go collect your own Glow line. Or dial *301# to jolly. Make every naira count. Count on us for 10 times the value of your recharge with Brekete 10X. Glow, powering ambition.
Glow Unlimited.
Take control of your future with Nile Online. Learn on your terms anytime, anywhere, from the comfort of your home, at work, or on the go. With courses like Executive MBA and Digital Marketing, your path to success is just a click away. Join Nile Online and shape your tomorrow. To apply, visit nileonline.com.ng or call 0707 147 4242.
Your personal information, like your name, address, phone number, and even health records are valuable. You need to be conscious of who has access to it and how it's used when you share it. If you experience a data breach or misuse of your personal information, report it to the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, NDPC. Visit www.ndpc.gov.ng or NDPC on all social media platforms to report incidents and stay informed. Nigeria Data Protection Commission, NDPC, championing privacy rights.
It's so good to win in the Cowbell So Creamy So Good promo with 150 million naira worth of cash and loads of free airtime up for grabs. To stand a chance to win, simply buy 10 sachets of Cowbell 12 gram or 1 Cowbell 320 gram refill pouch. Submit the empty packs to any collection center near you and exchange the sachets for a scratch card. Scratch the card to reveal a unique code and text the code to 1393 to enter the draw. Promo runs from October to November 2024. For more info, visit www.cowbell.ng. Terms and conditions apply. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Hey there. Sharing is caring, and sharing your phone's hotspot is a great way to help a friend in need. But wait, are you keeping your data safe? Here are smart tips to control your data while sharing your hotspot. Lock down your hotspot with a strong password to ensure there are no data party crashes. Also, remember to change your password frequently to avoid unauthorized use of your data. So, go on, share your connection with loved ones securely and still have plenty of data left. Visit your mobile operator's website or consumer.ncc.gov.ng to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Association of Licensed Telecoms Operators and the Nigerian Communications Commission.
Any platform can help you save. But when it comes to investing, you need a partner that you can trust and is committed to helping you achieve your goals. A partner with a global footprint, diversified investment options, and great returns that help you grow. You need RiseVest. RiseVest is your partner for dollar investments like U.S. stocks, U.S. real estate, fixed income, and Naira Savings Vault. Invest with RiseVest to earn interest between 8 to 15% in dollars and up to 25% in Naira. Download the RiseVest app or visit www.risevest.com to start investing. Rise, investments that help you grow.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help fuel your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
In the cooking game, you need a winning game plan. I'm not just talking about your fresh ingredients, utensils, or cooking skills. I'm talking about your choice of seasoning. Your game plan is incomplete without Maggi chicken flavor. Made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric, it's the game changer. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, the game changer.
Charlatan Quality Anti-Malaria contains Artemether and Lumefantrine, available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets with very convenient dosing for kids. Charlatan is also available in tablets for adults. Knock out malaria in 3 days with Charlatan from Shalina Healthcare. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
If you need comfortable shortlets to stay on that quick business trip away,
Download Escapade.
Or you need luxury apartments for that house party or fun getaway,
Download Escapade.
For comfortable shortlets that fits your budget, use Escapade. Luxury apartments that suit your pocket. Hey, start your trip with Escapade. Find a crib to your taste. Book a place for your stay. Come away with Escapade.
Escapade is the user-friendly app that connects you to suitable short-let apartments across the country. For business trips, team bonding, house parties, games nights, special celebrations, and family vacations, Escapade is seamless, convenient, and easy to use. Quickly download the app, find a place to your liking, take a 360-degree virtual tour, make a choice, and
book a place for your stay. Come away with Escapade.
Escapade is available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
Download Escapade.
My children are athletes. From the moment they wake up, they keep playing and learning.
So, when I pack the new Milo NS snacks into their lunchbox, I'm giving them a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo NS Snacks, snack of future champions to help your kids refuel and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo!
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stir?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
When I want the taste of Niger flavor, Zinga Suya Burger, extra spicy, extra hot. I guess Zinga Pepper Burger. When I want the classic taste, Suya chicken, plenty flavors here to choose. KFC is here for you.
Suya chicken, Zinga Pepper Burger, Zinga Suya Burger.
Plenty flavors here to choose.
Suya chicken, Zinga Pepper Burger.
Go to the nearest KFC outlet and get yours today.
Best enjoyed with a cold bottle of Pepsi.
Introducing the essence of true authenticity in fragrance, Wazobia Perfume, the correct scent. A unique blend that captivates the authentic spirit of Nigeria, now available in both perfume and body spray variants. Designed for everyone. Yes, Wazobia is a unisex fragrance perfect for both men and women. Its rich and versatile aroma is a statement of inclusivity and unity. Unleash your confidence with each and every spray. Are you a retailer or do you love to buy in bulk? We've got you covered across Nigeria. Wazobia Perfume comes in cartons of 24 bottles and the body spray is available in cartons of 48 bottles. Interested in making Wazobia Perfume a part of your collection or store? For carton purchases, contact us at the email address contact@wazobiacosmetics.ng or call us at 0201 330 0047. That is 0201 330 0047. Our team is ready to assist you with your orders. Wazobia Perfume, the correct scent. Your new signature fragrance is just a call or a click away. Authentic, unisex, confidence, Wazobia.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, it is still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itamian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. And we're talking about, of course, the VAT and the new tax law, or tax bill, I beg your pardon, because it's still being considered by the National Assembly. And my guest, Kalu Aja, has been breaking it down for us and telling us why it will be very good for us in the long term and why states need to begin to look within themselves. But how ready are our governors to take that position? Are they willing? Like I always ask, when was the last time that we had people-oriented leadership, a leadership that considers us and prioritizes us as opposed to what these leaders can get from the national coffers? Well, you want to join the conversation, my guest is still here to take your questions, your comments. Join the conversation. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation if you're listening to us from outside of the country via Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM. You can call 0201-277-0993. That's 0201-277-0993. If you're a lady, you can call 0201-465-7190. That's 0201-465-7190. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-5975-805. That's 0809-5975-805. Join the conversation. You've got 60 seconds. Go straight to the point. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good evening, Maryann. How are you?
Turn off your radio, please. Turn off your radio.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in the interim, what do we do? Because from what the man is saying, everything is palatable, is interesting, is okay. But in the interim, how do we do? It's a long-term program. So what will happen?
Okay, great question. Thank you very much for calling. Mr. Aja. in the interim? What will happen?
But like I said, the tax bill is actually favorable to Nigerians, i.e. individuals. That's one thing we're not talking about. There are lots of exemptions. If you have a business, I think is it less than 25 million turnover, you don't pay any taxes. If you contribute any money to your healthcare, your Pension Reform Act, you buy insurance, you buy annuity for yourself and your wife, you don't pay any taxes. So I would say go talk to your advisor or your banker or your accountant and say, this new tax bill, write me what I should do about 8 things. I wrote put on my Twitter handle, 8 things I put in I should do for 2025 to reduce your tax burden. So for you as an individual, focus on that. Leave the government guys to argue. Go talk to your accountant, pull up the bill or talk to the finance guy and say, what do I do? Take them off. I do Pension Reform Act, take it off. I do NHIS, take it off. I pay life insurance, take it off for myself and my wife. It will reduce your taxable income. That's what you as an individual should be focused on. So you pay less taxes and you have more money left over for you to spend. That's, I would say, the focus for an individual right now.
Okay. Let's take a few more calls. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
You're under the voice of Mr. Oscar from Ijebuode.
Okay, Mr. Oscar.
Yeah, I thank your analyst this evening, but I want to put a question to him. How the policy was so nice, but we can see what is happening to us in this country. The House, which is supposed to be the heart and the driver's seat of democracy, is the Senate. But in Nigeria here, you can see these are the people that are supposed to speedily pass the bill, but they are rejecting the bill. So the House
sorry, sir, they're not rejecting it. It's the northern governors that are kicking against it. The House is going on.
What I'm saying is that anything that does not benefit them or any other things, you see, that bill may not see the light of the day. I'm telling you the truth. That's what I just want to highlight on it, because the House is supposed to be a house of a thinker. We are putting the retirement. The Senate has become a retire house for some people. Okay. So if they are thinking towards the development of this country, they must have known that this is a good policy that is supposed to speed up and pass the bill. But now what are they talking about it? And that has been our problem since.
Okay.
Not to see the light of the day, because we are having people who are supposed to put direction for the government and the government policy, but they are there doing nothing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Your concerns are duly registered, obviously. I mean, Mr. Aja, he's obviously saying that, and there's been a report about people-oriented policies or bills that need to be passed speedily. Gathering dust, those bills just lying somewhere. But then, of course, the ones that favor our politicians are the ones that are getting speedy attention. I think that's where he's going. But I think in regards to this bill, maybe it might pass faster than we actually expect it to. Don't you think so?
I'm a bit worried now for it, because he has a point. Look at the petroleum industry bill. It took forever to pass. It only passed because the oil market was going to crash and all that. We were looking at the Ukraine war and all that. So I'm a bit worried, because there are lots of good things in the bill, like I said, that are not have to do with derivation. There are 4 separate bills. Mm-hmm. So we can say, okay, if we have no issues with this one, pass it. If we have no issues with this one, pass it, and then focus on the one that we have an issue with. But I think that some folks are going to say the whole bill is bad for the quote-unquote region, and we're not going to pass it. That's just my fear. They tend to move snail pace when it involves the welfare of Nigerians. If you buy a private jet, they pass it in 2 days, But anything that doesn't need to keep us money in our pockets, it starts to go through long. So I'm fearful, but I think it will pass. Yeah.
Well, I think we all need to be optimistic a little bit. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello. Good evening, Maryann.
Good evening. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I am Big J from Ojota.
Go ahead.
Yes, actually, my concern is that whenever government tries to bring policies like this, I want to ask your guest in the House, is government considering, the elite and the masses? Because to these tax deals and all that, to me, I feel like government is just always looking for an avenue to target it, And secondly, what parameter is government using to measure this tax deal issue? For instance, now, do they have a very, precise, what's it called?
Statistics?
I would say maybe
data.
As maybe do government have, a correct database to be able to at least maybe checkmate some of these tax excesses and all that. Because to me, I felt that there are some regions that are exempted from tax, payment and all that.
Okay, all right. And this is ditto, Mr. Aja, to something that my previous guest on the last hour said, that which I think it's a very political and sentimental and emotional statement to make, that the Northerners don't pay taxes. And he's also trying to say that their regions, they have not been paying taxes over time.
They pay a lot of VAT. They pay everyone. You can't avoid VAT. They pay it. They pay taxes that when of the inefficiency in Nigeria, when we import PMS, they pay. The North pays more for fuel subsidy than the Lagosians. The Northerners that don't drive cars are subsidizing the cars for Lagosians and the guys in Rivers and Abia. So they pay more taxes. They don't understand that the subsidy is a tax. They pay more. This policy would remove many taxes. It would increase the exemptions that you pay for a business and for individuals. It would take away lots of multiple taxations that are currently being charged on the books. It would then empower your local government and your state to then generate more taxes. It's easier to track your local government guy than a federal guy in Abuja. So it makes perfect sense to adopt this. Notice the folks that are against this are the folks currently in office that say, my income is going to go down. They're not looking at the long-term effects. The North is now sitting on a gold mine of agriculture that they can export to the South and VAT. The same with the South, you can export your entertainment. Davido is from Oshun. He can say, okay, I'm going to go and register my business in Oshun, and the digital receipt would go from that Oshun state or whatever. So when you listen to Davido, you're going to pay VAT to Oshun. There are many ways you can twist this, but the current laws don't allow that because it's the federal government taxing consumption in a state to then share to all the states in Nigeria according to equality, landmass, and population. Makes no sense. This rights that ship. It's a good policy. The folks that are against it are not thinking long-term. It's very, very short-termism and all that. You can't fight from outside. Pass it, it's an exemption, and then you can say, okay, we don't like this, let's make it better. But we can't continue what we have. You can't keep on taxing people and paying education 4%, rest 3%, because you don't want to. It doesn't make any sense in my view.
Okay. I'll take one quick call and then read some messages on our live feed. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann. My name is Engineer Kundayo.
Go ahead.
I'm calling you from Ikorodu.
Go ahead.
I've taken particular interest in this topic, because of the outburst of the governor of Bauchi State. Okay? That one is aside. I listened to Mr. Aja, Kalu Aja a short while ago. I thought he should please educate me. I thought that VAT is a federal government tax, okay? But the way he has put it, it looks like he's giving the states leeway to charge any amount of tax. Because he said that if a particular company is attracted to, say, Oyo State, okay, and the headquarters is based there, and they are doing agriculture, their products, they can decide, the governor of Oyo State can decide to charge any amount of tax as VAT. I didn't get that particular aspect very well.
All right,
maybe you should educate me.
Yeah, I'm going to let him do the explaining all over again. Mr. Aja, over to you.
Yeah, so VAT was created by Abacha. It's a sales tax. It's a state and local consumption tax. The FIRS, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, collects that tax on behalf of the states and the local governments and then disburses. So look at the problem. It's a consumption tax. If you consume in Lagos, Lagos is supposed to tax you and retain it 100%. But FIRS now collects, no problem. But when they collect, they then share according to equality and landmass, which is wrong. The new policy would then say states and local government can get a higher proportion of that VAT. But also, it then really goes back into when you get that more of the VAT coming to you, you can say, okay, we're going to tax, the VAT is going to go up to 10% under this bill, and then 15% by 2030. You can collect 5%. Why can't the state say, okay, I'm going to VAT yams at 5%? It's below the 10. You can go lower because it's your money. And that, I think, is the pathway. They're not going to say it today. But when you go back to derivation, because it's my consumption income, I can determine how much I want to take. Remember, we're not doing anything new. As at 1970, this is how Nigeria was run. When you exported goods out of Nigeria, you paid excise duties to the Western region, not to the Lagos federal government, to the Western region. The same way when the Eastern region sold crude oil, they paid taxes to the West, to the Lagos federal government. Not, so we're just going back to 1970. It was the military that brought in FARC, Abacha brought in VAT. It's a state consumption tax. It's not income. It's the final consumer in the state or local government that will pay, essentially.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to the messages that are coming in. I want to read Jacob Uloko here on YouTube. YouTube Live says, from what Tinubu and Co are saying, for Nigeria to be great, we must run Nigeria like a private company. That is not what leadership of a country entails. The welfare of citizens matter. Let me go to Facebook Live also to read some of the messages there quickly before I let Mr. Jack go. Let's see. Okay, this one says, in fact, I salute your guest for at least okay, this message is obviously not for you. Okay. Thank you, Boyson. Anyway, this one says, hello, Maryann. Good evening to your guest. If it will be difficult to accept this new tax bill because of the present state of the economy. People are suffering, and because of the advocacy wasn't well done before now. You didn't give me your name, but thank you. This one says, where has this man been all this while? It's great to listen to you. You're fantastically correct. That's to you, Mr. Aja. And finally, someone says, this was why I asked you to invite an expert to enlighten the listeners on the reform tax bill before attacking the bill as it was ignorantly done last week. FM from Ogun. I don't think that anyone was attacking. Maybe someone was attacking it, but then of course I said that the state governors had kicked against, the northern governors had kicked against this bill, and of course questions needed to be asked and answers given. But of course, I guess you pick whatever you want to pick out of everything else that I said. Mr. Aja, thank you so much for coming on the show. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have. Kalu Aja is an economist, a great analyst when it comes to business and the economy. He's also on Twitter. Just go follow him on Twitter. He does a lot of explaining. Sometimes I go there to have my 60 seconds classes. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate this, and go ahead and have a nice day today. I know it's still morning there for you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
We're
voting,
so much. Oh, yeah, that's true. You're still voting. Have you voted?
Yes.
Great. All right. Thank you. Well, Lagos, there you have it. We're going to go on a break. And when we come back, on the other side of the clock, Sunday Diary presidential spokesperson joins us on the 5 o'clock hour, of course, talking about Mr. President's policies and programs and how it affects us all. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.